Okay, so how do we cite again an article from a source? How do we do that? Let us say we are trying to get an information from a source. Let us try to recap or remember the easy ways to cite sources. Remember, we have these simple ways. You can simply give a narrative about your source, followed by the information. So, for example, here, Myrene Magabo, 2014, in her article, emphasized that. Then, if ever you have made a direct copy of the source, you must enclose the information with quotation marks, just like this. Citing sources is easy. Okay, now we'll write it as this. Citing sources is easy, assuming this is a reworded information. Okay, now let us say that we have directly copied and we just want to use a parenthetical citation at the end. That can be done just like this. Citing sources is easy, and then followed by the parenthetical citation. Do not put the period here, but right here at the end of your parenthetical citation. Okay, so we have this two ways to cite an information. The next one, more than two authors. According to Chandra and co-authors, which is abbreviated just like this, et.al, with period after et and with period after all, and then in parenthesis, enclose in parenthesis, we have 2008, or enclose in parenthesis. Write the reworded information. Let us assume this is the reworded information. If this is not a reworded information, you must enclose your information with quotation marks. But if you reworded the information, you don't need these quotation marks. Let us say you only have one author. Okay, according to Magabo, last name of the author here, or some people love to put the first name, that's okay. Okay, first name, and then the year published, and then the quoted information or the reworded information. And remember, if it is a directly copied information, you have the quotation marks used at the beginning here, an open quotation, and a closed quotation at the end of the information. Now you have two authors, Magabo and Agustin, then the year published, enclosed in parenthesis, wrote that. You always have this that and a verb. You can also say argued, claimed. Okay, so you have different verbs. You have to feel what the author is doing. Is the author arguing? Is the author simply narrating or emphasizing? So you can say Magabo and Agustin emphasize that. Citing sources is not hard at all. This is a reworded information, so there's no need for the quotation marks. You can also use the title of the article. Let us say this is your reworded information, and at the end you write a parenthetical citation understanding the impact of deployment on children and families, comma, then 2008, the year published. You can use the author's last name or last names. Coded information enclosed in parenthesis, then Magabo, Agustin, Buenafe, then you have that, and you write and. Now, if you're not a fan of writing so many names, you can use Magabo, and again the abbreviation for co-authors, which is et.al, like this. Then you have the comma here, and then the year published. Okay, so simple. There is always a simple way to cite a source And there are always simple ways to cite sources within our paragraphs. I hope this helps.